Hey you guys, welcome back. It's Lucid, and we've got another turn here for you. It's turn 48, and it's my current turn. We're playing Middle-Aged Atlantis, and we've got a few things going on this turn. So if you recall, we're trying to crack Pelagia's fort again, and I changed my orders after I recorded last episode. I decided not to send my god in to attack Yes on top of Pangaea. So we'll see what army he brought, but my god is not going in. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Cast Arcane Probing and Dark Knowledge, and Arcane Probing did not find anything. Okay. I think this Arcane Probing is probably a bad idea. I probably should stop casting it. I think I was casting it in some lands that were formerly Pelagia, and he did a pretty good job site searching. I have found some things in his area, but not much. Okay, we found an Enchanted Pyre. So that's nice. Get one more fire income. Fire is really valuable for us, so going from 6 to 7 is kind of a big deal. And then we have a battle here with TNG taking back a little bit of PD from Micklin. My understanding is that in the past couple turns, these guys here, and I'll zoom over to this portion of the map, I think TNG is winning, but I think he messed up the script on one of his armies, and I think Micklin made like a little bit of a comeback. Now I don't know if it's sufficient to really turn the tides, but I think TNG has a pretty good handle on that war. Okay, now Yes is rolling in here, and so we'll just see what he's got. So it's kind of what we expected. It's a bunch of people lined up to do mass paralyze in the front to get my god. Now he does have thugs up here too, which are a little bit concerning. He's got coral blades, which will give me the bleeding affliction, which is no good. And he's got this guy with Ember, which this is going to hurt a fair amount. And this is going to apply every single turn whether they hit or not. So they really have some thugs up here. Now this guy has a winged helm, which is a little crazy, buddy. I mean, this is way too heavy gear for a thug. You usually want to protect those. So, we've got options for how we're going to deal with this, but basically this is a nasty little army, and we've got to figure out what we're going to do. I need to run some tests still, but anyway. I'll tell you what happened, though. Well, I'll tell you after this battle. So we're trying to break through Pelagia now. We've got just his Monolith. We've killed everything else. And I know this may seem painful to you, but this is kind of how long I thought it would take. I was hoping it would go a couple turns ago, and then we had that weird kind of bug. Now you can see the ethereal water elementals are not getting hosed up on the wall anymore, so that is definitely an improvement. I'll turn the colors on. And yeah. My thug is right here chewing through this PD. I think he's fatigue neutral too, isn't he? Yeah. Okay. And now he is right here. Here's my thug. And we've basically killed all his stuff. He summoned some water elementals. He's probably going to cast Swarm. It's not really going to be enough. It's too late. There's Swarm. But like this is a ethereal water elemental, so he does not give a shit. Somewhere I've got an ethereal quickened water elemental. This guy. Very scary. This guy is quickened also. And this guy's ethereal... Anybody else quickened? No. So they're going to make short work of the little swarm casting. Another swarm casting. Now, where is my guy? Okay, here he is. So he needs to not be right here. Okay, he's making his way around back. Like a boss. There you go, AI. Step right in that little hole. No. No. Yes. Okay, so he's in. Okay, now the Monolith is starting at around 62 fatigue. Because we want to see if our Axe of Hate is going to do its thing. Still 62. 60. I guess it's going to be hard to actually catch it. Okay, 76. We are hitting it, I think. We just... 93. Okay, it's about fatigued out. Now, I think even when it's fatigued out, innate caster can still go. We'll see. Okay, 111. Let's see if it casts while it's asleep. No, it's 101. It just got right under 100, so it might be that innate caster does not work when it's fatigued out. Okay, and we killed it like that. So that's how you kill a monolith, even underwater, where it's a little bit more annoying, or maybe less annoying. I guess I can't do how, but okay. So that was that, and Pelagia is now ours. So that's that's all good. We've got, we lost 3 Dominion, we got some Nature Gems, and then there was some Unrest and Misfortune. Global Event. +1 luck. Okay, and we empowered ourselves in water. This opens up a few things. It's going to open up... let's take a look at these thugs. It's going to open up Breath of Winter, which actually, oddly enough, is, I think, the most important for me at the moment. Sorry, I was waiting for them to run forward. Let's go ahead and just look at the thing. So I think it's just Coral Blades. Coral Blade. Ember. So the ones without a Coral Blade, most of these guys do not have cold resistance. And this is not going to matter really if I have enough reinvigoration, which I will in my Dominion. And regeneration. It will be annoying, but most of the guys with Coral Blades I actually can zap with. Breath of Winter. Okay, so I think we're in pretty good shape. I think we're ready to fight them. And basically we're just going to use my god and not my army. I may want to consider pumping PD a little more, so I have a longer time to finish my script. And I think that's what I want to do. I kind of have been... Well, I want them here. Let's stop getting some of the guys on our non-war front. So right now we are cranking guys over here just to kind of look scary. Okay. We'll have to remember to come back and turn that on. But I think for now, we're going to go ahead. I think it's pretty likely he knows I'm scared of this. And he probably wants to press the advantage while he can. So I think we'll just do this. Yeah. Now, as we move in patrol, so we've got a few people in fluffing position. We've got this guy to do Iron Will. We've got this guy to do Swarm, Regeneration Swarm, which will help kind of clog things up and break Lance charges. We've got, yeah, this guy's doing Iron Warriors. And I've got Astral Shield, which is not bad. I think we're going to ditch Protection from Lightning. And I think we're going to go with Breath of Winter. Now, going with Breath of Winter is going to be a little dicey, and I think one thing I do want... I know we have Resist Lightning somewhere. Okay, now he can cast this with 2 gems. Alright, Waywinkle, this is a dangerous freaking job. It's highly likely they're going to be back here, but we don't really need Earthmite, do we? I mean, it wouldn't be bad, because how much am I hitting for? 36, we only have to do 15, they're going to have 20 damage. It's not bad. We don't really need it, though. If it's going to cost me this guy's life, I don't really want to do it, so I think we're going to get rid of it. Now, this should do lightning resistance right here on my little squad of dudes. I think. So I think he is properly fluffed up. We've also got, so we've got quickness, body ethereal, then temper flesh, flying shield. If we just get these first two off, he's going to be extremely hard to kill. Swarm and regeneration. And then we've got astral shield, breath of winter. Now, the first thing we have going off is going to be iron will from this guy, which should target him. And that's going to give him, he's going to get, this is really high Dominion, it's Dominion 7. So I think when we're in Dominion 7, we might have to go back and rummage through old turn files. Let's go do that real quick. When we're in Dominion 7, I think we get pretty high Dominion. Wait, whoops, wrong game. I think we get pretty high Dominion. Let's find out where our god is. No, we're only 4 there. Maybe we go kind of way back. Okay, good. We're in Dominion Strength 8. So yeah, our MR is going to be way higher. It's getting 4 from the Dominion itself. Now, that may be rounded down to 3. We can kind of see. So I guess it's Dominion score divided by 2, but I don't know if it rounds up or rounds down. And we're going to get 1 from our current Dominion. I mean, from the terrain effects of our Dominion. Whereas the province we're in right now only has Drain 1, so we're not going to get that Drain bonus. So right now we're getting 2. We're in 4. Oh, that doesn't really help. Well, we'll see. We're either going to get 3 or 4 from this, and we're going to get the 1 from Drain. So that's going to be a total of, it's either going to be 20... Oh, we get 1 from the magic bonus, too. So it's either going to be 23 or 24, depending on how much we get. And then when we cast Iron Will on him, then it'll be up to like 27, 28, which is really high. It's going to be hard for... I mean, Paralyze will hit it over the course of a really long battle, but it's not going to hit it much. And if they go off script and start doing other things, then it probably won't hit him at all, if they don't get him in the initial salvo. So let's talk about this. Why did I stop attacking? Well, I had gone back and I looked, and I saw that he indeed had thugs with weapons. So I became a little more cautious, and then I saw that he was pretty much doing Mind Burn here. I mean, not Mind Burn, Paralyze. Which, if he paralyzes my god before he's able to start his script, he will kill him. The thing, though, is that if I have enough MR, it's very unlikely to happen. So, when I make this move, there is still a chance that it could happen. But it's pretty freaking unlikely. Now, what could this guy do? We could have him... Do we have any archers or anything? No. So, I don't think we want... every person we add to defend, like this is the little defense force, and every person we add potentially can cause me to have an HP route. I mean, we're not very close because my god's going to have like 400 HP. But I think I would rather have him research. He's not going to swing the battle one way or the other. Yeah, there's no way that's going to happen. And it's also another target for for Paralyze that could kind of die. So I think we're going to avoid that. Having this guy is nice. Before I was kind of using this, and then I was teleporting in an Astral Mage. But I think we're set. Oh, we need to script him to retreat, though. I don't think there's anything else for him to cast. I guess he could cast... Does he already have luck? I think he already has luck. Yeah. I mean, he could do Twist Fate. Which actually is not a horrible idea. Okay, so it'll put Cheat Fate on him, and that will save him 1 Lance Charge. Could save him an Affliction, but you never know. And then he's going to get out of dodge. So I think Yiss is going to attack, but this is far less of a predictable move than this is. The issue, though, is if I lose my god, then I'm going to be in deep shit. The thing I need to test for is how am I going to do against these thugs? The other thing, and it's going to pain me a lot because I'm not going to be able to do it, is I really want to get this wind helmet from him, but I can't do it. Yeah. The other thing, we haven't forged an Amulet of the Fish yet, but we now have the paths. So, our penitence has been paid, at least in part. And we're going to be moving and patrolling here. Now, if we look at research, we're going up for Evocation 8, which is going to give us Maelstrom. Now, Maelstrom is, it's going to cost 80 gems to cast, and we're going to need a Water 6, which for us is not a problem at all. But how many turns until we get there? So it's going to be, this one is 2,400, and we are basically a turn and a half away from finishing 7. Now, going to 8 is... What is it? It's this plus this, I think. If I'm correct. I think that's how it works. So that would be 3,700. Sounds about right. Yeah, so that will be how many turns? That will only be 4 more turns. So we'll be able to just barely cast Maelstrom when it first pops out, because we have an income of 30 and we're at 17. So in 4 turns, which is when we'll have it researched, we will have 120. Now, if I were to do like the cheap version, I would just put it up for 80. If I do the expensive version, I would probably put it up for 200. And I'm kind of feeling the expensive version. Like 210. So I might actually... I don't really want to wait because I'm missing out on pearls. And I do want to overcast Stellar Focus. The thing is, if I use my god, then I'm not going to want to use my god in combat because I don't want my god to die and for me to lose those gems. So I might need to find a different chassis somewhere. Because to cast Stellar Focus, right now I can get up to Astral 5, but if I recall, Stellar Focus is 6. Oh no, it's 5. Okay, so we can use any old Astral Mage to cast Stellar Focus. So that's good. And then I don't have to worry about my god dying. Eventually we're going to worry about it, because once we get Nexus up, he's basically going to switch to being a lab rat. Okay, I can't think of anything in particular that I'm missing. Like things I should be doing that I'm not doing. For this particular part of the turn. Yeah, I don't think so. So, okay, what else then? Well, the only thing I'm not getting off is a strength buff. And I'm not thinking it's super important. Let's make sure you don't have... Okay, you don't. Now, it's possible he pings me, but I don't think he's going to. I think he wants to kind of, like, charge in. Okay, so anyway, I think that's this battle, and I'll test it to make sure it works. For this, over here, we're going to start raiding. So, his whole army is here. It could potentially get to the swamp. I don't think it will. But so this guy's going to teleport onto 97, which is right here. And I know he had a temple here. I don't know if he was fording it. But just with Body Ethereal, Astral Shield, Liquid Body, Breath of Winter, attack closest, he has 27 protection. He's going to be pretty hard to kill. And his defense isn't great, but it's okay. So Yeah, I think this is alright. We're also forging over here a miraculous cure-all elixir, which is this item right here. And that's so I can take care of some of the disease, which is otherwise going to claim the life of quite a few of these guys. So hopefully I can... should probably go ahead and just move these things off of them, the ones that are diseased. I probably can actually put regeneration on him and keep him alive. Because they are worth something as a lab rat, even if they're never going to go do anything else. But I do want to be careful. Just this over here. Okay. And I had been moving this lady in. I need to get more nature, or more water mages up in this portion of the world. Did I? Can we go farther with boots? We can. Now, I think it's unlikely he's going to move in a big army here. So one thing we can do... some boots there. I wonder actually if we can get all the way there from here if I put the quickness boots on. Would not be impossible. Yes, yes! Look at that movement. Okay, okay, so we're gonna move them in. Now, I think we are gonna actually go attack here. And we'll do it in a kind of compelling way. And the good thing about moving out here is if I kill this army, I'll be positioned to take advantage of it. So I think what we're gonna do is just march this army out like we knew what we're doing, which I'm not suggesting that we do, but I'm pretending rather. Do we get Frozen Heart? Okay. Soon. It's another good reason to go Alt-6 is that I can make little Frozen Heart cannons, which actually are pretty good against Morvark Knights. Okay, so we're going here. It would be nice to take one of my oracles, or my Coral Queens. I probably should think about putting a fort here too. Might do that later. Okay, we're gonna keep making gear here. We're gonna make a bracer. Here we're gonna make one of these. Here we're gonna make one of these. Here you're gonna research. You're gonna research. I think you are going to make... Okay, if we keep making stuff, we're not gonna have enough stuff for Maelstrom. Maybe we take it a little easy on the water forging right now. I mean, we could make another amulet of anti-magic. I could always use a couple more of those around. And then here, this is the guy that's been making hammers. I think we're finally good on hammers. Got an extra one. I'm gonna have trouble putting all these to use. I think here we're gonna make Armor of the Knights. And I think here we're gonna make another bracer. Okay. So, anyway, I think that's that. I think the real innovation here, and what's going to actually drive this whole thing, is Breath of Winter. Actually, let's swap the order of Breath of Winter and Astral Shield. Because this Breath of Winter is going to basically make everybody surrounding me fatigued out, and then I'll just chop them to pieces. I mean, it's going to be beautiful. If he comes in, I'm pretty sure I'm going to kill almost his whole army. The other thing, too, is I haven't finished Evocation 7. Okay. When I finish Evocation 7, which will be in 2 turns, I can do Rain of Stones, which will kill all of his mages, which is something I do care about. Now, okay, so we're raiding. Do I have any water spell I want to cast on land? You know, this would not be horrible. It means if I run into a bunch of Movarks, they're going to be less killy. But I think I would rather just have... I mean, how much will this cost if I'm Fire 6? I mean, if I'm Water 6? I'll get divided by 3, so it's going to be 33. I think I'd rather just do Falling Frost. I think hold an attack works. Okay. There's a chance we friendly fire some of our own guys, but whatever. If he brings in reinforcements, it's going to be worth it. Okay, so that's this. We're raiding here, we're raiding here. We're also raiding here. I think it's highly unlikely he moves backwards or defends it. So we're going to send in Iago here. So we wish you luck, Iago. I actually should probably name some of these. Let's see if I can think of. I don't think... I don't think I've made one for Satano yet. So this will be Satano, a caster. Should be okay. One thing, if he starts raiding with... I mean, this is going to be kind of hilarious. If he starts raiding with these guys... Okay, well, not this one. Jesus Christ. How did this one have so much freaking dominion? Is that like their pretender? An amulet of anti-magic? I don't think it's 7. Oh, this is a prophet. Never mind. But like these ones, if they use these to raid me, they're 16 MR. In my dominion, okay, they're getting -1, so they could be 18 in my dominion. So it depends where they raid, but they'll be between 16 and 18. But we're going to be doing Mind Hunt with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then potentially 6 if we use one of our penetration astral boosters. So 6 MR, so it's going to be down to 12. So that makes it a 50-50 chance of killing them for 3 gems. It basically is going to make it impossible for them to do that. Which is going to be really good for me. And it's one of the things, like having Astral Raiders is good and bad. It's good because we can't be Mind Hunted. It's bad because we can be Magic Dueled. Let's make sure we're on conservative gem use here too. Okay. Now he can also put little guys in each of his provinces to try to intercept them, either with Paralyze or with Magic Duel, but we'll roll the dice a little bit, or at least make him do that, because we're not going to shadow box and like not do something because a counter exists. We're going to do it, and if he starts countering, then we'll adjust and try to kill him. Okay, so we're moving here. We're moving here, we're moving here. Now, the big question, and one I haven't answered, is what are we going to do over here with Pelagia? So he has a bunch of guys. It's going to be kind of hard to take. I think what I want to do is get an army big enough to storm it. Like to crack the fort wall. Okay, so I have a few options. One is I have enough where I can poison ward basically my whole army. The problem then is I'm pretty susceptible to gym baiting. But that may be what I need to do. And I don't have to use Foul Vapors, but it would be nice. I'm not recruiting here either. We're building a temple here though. And I'm preaching. So I really want to get my dominion in this portion of the lake. Relay also has a small army here with his god. Oh, wait. Yeah, with his god. Muddlemel the Worm. I'm sending a message to them saying, yo, Squids, how's it going over there? We finished breaking through the Pelagia's camp and just messing around with Yes on land. You still fighting Phaecia? It seems they've gotten rather large off Niflheim, but my scouting network isn't great. I imagine that doesn't excite you much. Keep in touch. And then also, it's also my opinion that fighting each other will be quite the slugfest, whereas there are lots of destabilized land nations nearby. So I don't really want to nap with them. I'm not against the nap. If they asked me to, I probably would. But I also... I don't know. If they attack me, I feel like I can deal with it. There's going to be some problems, like I'm going to have a lot of trouble using my god against them since they can magic duel me. High-level astral mages. There is a way to get around that. I'm going to need a big fire income, and I'll have to do a fire empowering and basically do turn 1 Phoenix Pyre. But even then, I guess Phoenix Pyre... Does Magic Duel have the same time as 125, but Phoenix Pyre is 100. So yeah, we could get this off. That's a pretty... If you have high Astral, but not super high, it's a pretty good way to counter getting Magic Duel, because it's kind of the only thing that will save you. But right now, I do not want to spend fire gems on that. But for later, it will work. We're also getting very close. So, getting Acid Storm at level 7 is gonna... I mean, it is a big deal. Acid Storm is scary. It is very scary. Also, I think we get this, Cthulhu's Staff, which it costs pearls, but it gives us water gems. So it's a kind of weird item. It's also cursed. So we can put this on one of our Acid Rain casters. We can't take it off of them, but we could also put something like a Ring of Returning on them, and then they would be able to cast it kind of right off the bat. Yeah, so I think that's something we probably want to do. The problem with Ring of Returning is if we take any damage, like if this guy gets damaged, well, shit, then the Acid Storm is over. So that's something I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that, but I don't really want to lose this if I put it on. I kind of want to protect that investment. So that's something we're going to forge later, I think. Because that is going to be part of the key for Acid Storm. The real key for Acid Storm is, depending who I'm fighting, having any kind of alteration buff. Like, I think for most of the people, the safest one actually is going to be Marble Warriors at Alt 7. So I may change my mind after I get Alt 6 and go all the way up to Alt 7. Conjuration 7 is going to give me all sorts of good death stuff, though. But I'm going to get good death stuff at Enchantment. What's the other reason I'm going Conjuration 7? Ivy King. Okay, so Ivy Kings are... Well, but there's no, that's in Thaumaturgy. So, yeah, Call the Worm That Walks is a good nature summon. Here we get Tree Lords, but Tree Lords are not going to help me with mass regeneration for my armies. So that was why we were going here, was to get... I mean, we get the death stuff, but we also get... what do you call it? We also get... Ivy Kings, which are going to be the people, I think, that I want to have run around and cast Mass Protection. Mass Protection, if we don't have a high-powered mage, is kind of tricky, because we need all the way up to... You need 3. But if you cast it on a guy with 2 that has a Thistle Mace and he gets up to 3, it's going to be tricky, because he's going to take a fair amount of fatigue damage, especially in Drain Scales. And with that being the case, Yeah, like potentially they can eat. Well, it's gonna be not that much. It would only be like 4 or 5 damage probably in drain 3, so it's probably okay. So I guess I can do that, but we'll see. You know, honestly, having worm mages are kind of better, but well, Ivy Kings are good too. I'm not sure. I think we're gonna keep this as is. The only question right now is before I run up to enchantment to get Nexus, do I get Alteration 7, which is going to give me Marble Warriors. Because having Marble Warriors on a cluster of dudes that have Acid Storm up and Mass Regeneration, we will murder stuff. It's going to be awesome. I don't think with that stack we're going to be able to use Rings of Returning. I think it's Acid Storm is going to do damage through any kind of protection I put on, and it's going to trigger it, which will be counterproductive. So I think we just have to plan on winning. But anyway, it's not quite time to plan that stack, because I don't think I have enough. I could do like a Kamikaze Acid Storm, which I'm not against, but I'm not ready to do that yet. I'm not ready to do like a sustainable Acid Storm. But I think Acid Storm actually, really it's the fact that we have Water Fire Crosspath that defines this nation, I think, in the late game. It's going to give us Manifest Vitriol, and then it's going to give us Acid Storm. And if you look at our troops, they're not very good. The only thing they're good at is they have a ton of HP, or a lot of HP, compared to other units. So a lot of HP combined with some protection, which will help a little bit with Acid, especially once we buff it. That's really, I think, gonna be what defines us. Because anybody that doesn't have 20 HP is going to really struggle to... Because I'm gonna be regenerating for 3 a turn. Like these guys, like a Yisian Knight, which are pretty tough, they'll be going for 2 a turn. And we have a bigger HP pool, so we're less likely to get wiped out. And basically all my neighbors are humans, except for these guys. So... an Acid Storm does not work underwater, I don't think. I think we've already talked about this, but it cannot be cast underwater. What does it say next to it? We also have Acid Rain we could be casting. Pretty good area of effect rust. That would be kind of cool. Okay. So that's research priorities. So now, anyway, the final question is, we've got 100 siege power here, and we've got 105 here. So if we sat on top of this, they've got 60 dudes, so they've got about 30 siege defense. We would be doing 200 minus 30, so that's like 170 probably, maybe a little less. Siege damage, which is not enough to one-turn pop it. If we add the guys who are in here on top of it, we get 77 more. So 210. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think the plan is going to be to just make a big army and to do poison wards, like to spam that stuff out. Got 2. Do I have another nature? Yeah, I think we're just going to spam out Poison Ward and then drop Foul Vapors. And then we'll have Cavalry for... Got some here. Cavalry for chasing down... Got a fair amount of siege strength here, right? That's 49. Yeah, we can one-turn pop it next turn. Okay, and we've got basically everybody here. We're at Dominion Strength 5. This has gone up pretty fast. I really like Holy 3s. Having a recruit everywhere Holy 3 is pretty freaking cool. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. I'm a little peeved that our Dominion has left here, but it kind of makes sense. We're surrounded by a bunch of stuff, and we don't have a preacher here. I've started getting a Coral Queen so that she can get our Dominion up. So I think that's it. We'll be ready next turn. Let's go ahead and make sure we're on. Have everybody clustered around here for the poison ward buff. Okay, and then everybody's on hold and attack. Okay. Now, Poison Ward, I think it costs... Let's take a look at it. I think it costs 100 fatigue, but it's only poison 2. I mean, nature 2. So if we put 2 gems in it, we should cast it for 50. So 50, 50, and then... I think what we're actually going to want, though, is some Boots of the Messenger so they can finish that script kind of quickly. So we'll go ahead and bring those down. Do we have any more Boots of the Messenger that I can dole out? I don't think so. Okay, I think the other thing we're going to do is I'm going to keep shuttling some of these guys over to this forefront. Good, he can make it. And I want to get a fair number of water dudes over this way. Yeah. Also behind a ton... Well, no. These guys... I was going to say I could suicide these guys and just have them Acid Storm once I get Evocation 7. But these Meadowlark Knights will kill me so fast that it's not going to do anything. And really, we're going to need the protection stuff. So, anyway, I think, yeah, that's looking good. We've got a fair number of orders issued for deep raiding. We're preparing to have a big battle here. I think someone's going to move here. I'm going to let him take it. If it's a thug, we can mind hunt him. He could theoretically move a big force, so I'm not going to really try to defend it until I see what it is. But he probably thinks he's got me on the back foot. And in some ways he does, because this is a big scary group of Movarks. One thing I'll probably do if I kill him is post some kind of like image of it to our little group discussion so that people know that all ESS Knights are dead. Which is kind of funny. And all the things Yis is going to get, or not all, a lot of the things they're going to get aren't really that scary to me. I mean, Gifts of Heaven's kind of nasty, but honestly, pretty sure that, especially if I can do things like Battle Fortune on top of my little squad, Acid Rain is going to trump the shit out of Gift of Heaven Communions. So, we'll see. And then my god doesn't really care about Gift of Heaven, really, because he'll have Blunt Resistance, which is going to make him very hard to kill by it. And then also all the different stacking shields, so he'll have... Flying Shield is also going to help, and I think it comes after the Blunt Resistance. And then Protection will hit too, so it's not going to be that big of a hit. It'll only be like 40 damage or something. And it's not going to hit very often. So I think that's it. The other thing, and I'll just show you this, is the Karnal Druids, who are the ones he's got here. They come in a bunch of different varieties, and he has obviously pulled all the Astral 2s. So killing these will be nice because it's going to be he's going to be kind of poor on Astral 2s for a while. So I think that's it. We're going to wait here before we go in and attack. And I think that is it for this turn. All right. Sorry, guys. It's a little late. I'm a little slow, but y'all take care. Thanks.